Good morning, Cathedral. I'm Jake Langdon.
And I'm Brooke Wood, and welcome back to another episode of Views from the Hill.
Today we have the very special guest, Mrs. Colleen Lotz.
Hello. Thanks for having me, guys. It's good to be back here.
It's good to have you back. Tell us a little bit about yourself, How do we know you?
Yeah, so I used to be your teacher.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. I taught broadcast for a year and a half,
Something
I think.
Like that, year and
Something
a half.
like that. Then I had my third child in November.
Little Juliet.
2020, November 2020. So, yes, I haven't been back here since then.
So are you done teaching here?
For now. I wouldn't say
a hard-hitting question.
Yeah, way to hit it hard, Brooke. For now, yes, I did take on a full-time marketing job, and I still freelance. So, 3 young kids. It's a lot. Got a lot going on.
Are you a big Valley sports girl now?
I still am working for them, but not as much.
What do you mean still? They just kind of formed, right?
Oh, well, sure. I mean, they just have the naming rights now.
Was nothing really changed from Fox to Valley?
So Sinclair Broadcasting actually bought Fox Sports, and then Bally just bought the naming rights. So they're still owned by Sinclair, but have Bally as the naming rights. It's confusing.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
So have you seen any significant changes?
I have not. I'm pretty removed, though, because the offices are in St. Louis. So, no, I don't think there's been much difference. It's still, still same Fox Sports, different name.
I'm confused.
So I used to work for Fox Sports full time as a television producer in St. Louis for 15 years.
You do a lot of card stuff, right?
Did a lot of Cardinals, Blues, Royals.
Rams when they were there.
A lot with the Rams when they were in St. Louis, Pacers. And then when I wanted to move back to Indianapolis, Fox allowed me to stay on as a freelance producer. So I still worked for them, just not full time.
So how long did you do freelance for them?
It's been 2-3 years. Okay. I think I've been freelance for them.
So what are you saying? You're working for a marketing company now?
No, I'm actually working for Hope Plumbing. Shout out to Hope Plumbing. You need your pipes fixed, give them a call. So when I moved back, I was freelancing for Hope, doing content marketing for them, and they have been asking me to come on full time, and I recently agreed, gave in. No, they're a phenomenal company. I have known one of the owners for many years. He's married to one of my best friends from Cathedral, actually. And the other owner I have also known. So it's been great. They're a wonderful, wonderful company, truly.
So what have you done for them? What is your actual job day to day like?
So when I started, it was they hired me to help with their brand awareness. So I basically took my producing skills and to expand their brand. So I would do stories about their company. Basically, I would interview different technicians, kind of about how their lives changed since working for Hope for the better. They do a lot in the community, so I would tell, I got to produce features for them. They were used on social media, the website. I still do that, but now, I'm in charge of sponsorship and, where do we want to do radio ads? Do we want to be on TV? Do we want to be on Pacers? Just all that different kind of stuff. So it's really fun. I'm loving it. It's different than what I've done before.
So how did you acquire those Emmys from Fox?
Very discreet.
So I acquired those Emmys from hard work, Brooke. Lots of hard work.
How many? Oh.
I have four 4
How many?
Yeah, I have 4 Emmys. They were all 4 were for blues shows that I produced.
Really?
Yeah. Just I don't know.
Yeah, I have 4 Emmys.
You just kind of like that, I guess.
Yeah, just so like that.
So take us through your life right after you graduate. You're 02 grad, so you go to Missouri. You know nobody, all right? Take us through then all the way to how you ended up back here right now in Indy.
Yeah.
You
What
want
made
teeing
you-
me up
let's
to
see-
ask you
let's
about
see.
you guys about to graduate?
Yeah, maybe.
What made you want to go to Missouri?
Okay, so yeah, that's a good question. I knew I wanted to do broadcast journalism, and a counselor at the time, Linda Christie, she was my college counselor here at Cathedral. She suggested I look at Mizzou for broadcast, and I honestly didn't know anything about Mizzou. And I went to visit it. I loved it. It reminds me of IU or Purdue, just, Midwestern school. Big school. We were in the Big 12 then.
Big SEC guys now.
Big SEC now, yes. And I loved it. So my parents did encourage me to find a school that really was good for broadcasting. And I was very, very fortunate. I don't think I've expressed that to my parents enough. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for
If you're out there.
for sending me to Mizzou. It was scary. I did not know a single person. My parents actually moved to Florida. They dropped me off at Mizzou and kept on going. Like, that is a true story. So, it was a big change. I was left all my friends, and I can say it was the greatest decision, the greatest thing that I ever did. So I go to Mizzou. It was the best 4 years of my life. It was incredible. I have wonderful friends who became like family to me, and graduated. So studied broadcast journalism. It's very, very intense at Mizzou. I was a reporter in college for an NBC affiliate. So it was a lot. When I was...
Didn't you want to go to the news route at first?
Yeah, so I was an anchor in college for the NBC affiliate. So imagine you're a college student, and I like to have fun. And I would have to get up at 3 a.m. to go anchor the news.
Well, you
Sometimes
just stayed up,
You
right?
stay up all night.
No, I was a little bit more responsible on the nights before I had to anchor the news. But yeah, I mean, I worked hard. It was a lot. It's so funny. My roommates, would laugh. Like, I would have a full day and go home and they're still in bed. But I did get burnt out come senior year. I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do, because it's very competitive. It's cutthroat. Mizzou's cutthroat. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times I cried, because they are preparing you truly for what your life is going to be. I interned for Fox Sports before my senior year at Mizzou, and I stayed in contact with them. And when I was about to graduate, I mean, I can't tell you how lucky I was. They called me and said, "We have a producer opening. Would you be interested?" And that's how I started at Fox. I mean,
Where'd you get that connection from?
It was a Cathedral connection.
You're welcome, marketing department.
Yeah, it was a Cathedral connection, which I've told this story before. Long story short, my roommate at Mizzou, who again didn't know her, didn't know anyone, her boyfriend's family is from Indianapolis. Mom went to Ladywood. I grew up with all of his cousins, and his dad was, or is still, the president of Fox Sports Midwest. So that's how I got my internship, which then turned into a job offer. And yeah, so I moved to St. Louis right after college, started working at Fox, which was, that's a whole other podcast, starting out at Fox. and was there for 15 years and then recently moved back home.
I remember when you visited our class before you moved, and then Coach K was pressuring you to start teaching once you'd moved back.
Yes, which I'm so thankful that she did. She's wonderful, and it's so fun to be back. It's very different than when I was here, in a great way. Of course it's different. I graduated 1,000,000 years ago now.
I was born in 2002.
Yeah, okay, we know. Thanks.
So, why did you decide to teach? Like, had you ever thought about doing that before?
No. I have not. Honestly, I don't think I would have done it if it hadn't been at Cathedral. I really love it here, and I love the students and the faculty and just everything about Cathedral. My husband thinks I'm a little bit of a sick person because of my love for this place. He's from St. Louis, so he doesn't get it yet. But yeah, no, never ever thought about teaching. And then I realized how much I love it, and just seeing the passion that the students have, and just kind of trying to be a guide for them, for you guys, I guess, and seeing how much you've grown, and just being around that atmosphere has been, it was so cool. It was so fun to be a part of it. I do miss it. I don't miss rushing to get here at 7:50 with 3 young kids. I think I was late.
Some fun days.
I was late every day.
At the same time every day.
You and Tommy would walk in, right?
Yes. Yeah. That was hard. But yeah, it's been definitely a different path than I ever thought I would ever take. I envision I'm getting off track here, but your plans change so much. Like, I envisioned myself living in LA or New York, and you might just stay there.
That might be me.
That's going to be you. And I always thought I'd be in TV somehow. And then you have kids. And as a mom, your priorities change. And I remember when I was in my 20s thinking, I'm going to have kids and that's not going to be me. And here I am. So I want to work. I want to be involved in production in some way. And that did fit my lifestyle. I hope to come back to it eventually. So yeah, we'll see.
When you went to school here, was there a broadcasting class?
There was not.
So how did you find out that you wanted to be in broadcasting?
Yeah, that's a good
Kinda
question.
random.
It is random, especially because this wasn't
Yeah.
anything. I love people, and I loved telling stories. I will say when I was here, I wouldn't say I was like this great writer. Actually, I failed. I was in honors English, and I remember junior year, Mrs. Kissling was my teacher, and I failed my term paper. Like, it was awful. And I remember thinking, like, how am I going to go to school for journalism and I can't pass a term paper in high school? But it's so different. Like, the writing is so different for broadcast, as you guys have learned. So don't let bad grades destroy your dreams.
Mrs. Lotz 2021.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know. And honestly, Brooke, when I did not know what I was getting into going to Mizzou. I had no idea I was going to have to edit or learn how to edit, or...
I still don't like editing.
I don't love editing. I'm not the greatest editor, but it's easier for me now. But I did not know I was going to have to do that. I didn't know I was going to have to carry a huge camera all over mid-Missouri and all the work I was going to have to do. But I ended up loving it and loving telling stories. And I think the thing for me is I love people. I love learning about people. I love telling people stories, and so that's kind of fueled me to keep doing it. Because a lot of people at Mizzou, they stop because I mean it's hard, it's intense.
A lot of people drop out of the class, just a major.
A lot of people. So at Mizzou, when I was there, you could do broadcast advertising, PR, magazine, newspaper. A lot of people switch out of broadcast and will go a different route.
Just how tough it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So did you start the podcast here, or was that Jake and Tommy?
It was the three of us.
Come on, you gotta give us all.
I have to say, Tommy really made it happen.
He knew his stuff.
And Coach K.
Mm-hmm.
Coach K gave it the green light and was
Coach
like...
K is always the mind behind that. She gets the money, she
Yes.
gets the funding, she reins us in, she helps us expand when we need to. She kind of helped guide us.
Oh yeah, she's a go-getter. She was like, we're going to make this happen, let's do it. And I would say she's the one that really made it happen. Mm. But then you and Tommy were like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, and then we got cut off by COVID, but we got a few episodes out before.
COVID.
We had some big podcasts, but luckily we've been able to revive it now. With the other wood.
Yeah.
With the other wood. Okay, so you guys are seniors. Tell me, I want to know, like, what your 4 years were like. Or just, I know you can't wrap it up.
Crazy.
But what's it been like for you here?
Well, semesters 1 through 5.5 were pretty normal. You know, I mean, I took broadcasting for a year and a half, and I grew the program a little bit. I helped learn about it all. I felt, I was getting better at football. Everything was kind of on a normal cathedral path, and then ever since COVID hit, it's been like a whirlwind of all this crazy stuff, and we made it out the other side. But at the same time, the schools changed so much with the building. At the same time, the building's being built. We're coming in. Whatever, I had to be online for most of the last semester. There's been a lot of craziness. Pretty much my end of junior year, start of senior year, all the way till now.
Yeah. So Jake, what would you say? Because like you mentioned, you were getting better at football, and I would say even from your junior year to your senior year, the amount that you improved was incredible. Mm-hmm. You came here as just this,
little baby.
Offense, but nobody freshman.
Scrawny.
Who doesn't come here as a nobody?
Yeah.
Looking at pictures of all the, it's crazy. Looking back, and all the boys freshman year are like sticks.
But what you became as the senior didn't just happen overnight. So, what can you say to people? And you're about to go do this again.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, so I'm running track right now, and, there's some younger freshman, sophomore track guys that they see me run and they see me do all this, and they're like, wow, look how good he is. And that's just, not to, brag on myself. I'm just saying that's just people. I think when you view me if you just met me now, you see me all put together now, and at this point here at the end of the senior year where you're supposed to be, where you've kind of put yourself together to hopefully go off to college and have success. But, they just thought you look at me now and you think that was how I always was. But, especially with football too and broadcasting, I didn't just start out, with the podcast and starting on varsity. I had to work my way up. I don't think people really, that's this behind the scenes stuff that just gets in the wash and you only see the finished product. And for me, that was the growth that I got at Cathedral was all through that. And I'd say that it just takes work behind the scenes. A lot of people don't realize how much goes into it, and how much, to get to where I am wasn't just, I just showed up every day and all of a sudden I'm here. I mean, I worked at different and stuff behind the scenes. I was video editing late at night. I was lifting. I was going to summer stuff that not everyone was doing. You have to do extra stuff to get on top of it, and led me to here.
And I think that's huge, is the extra work that you put in, I would say, has definitely made you who you are. I mean, you worked so hard. Do you feel, and Brooke, you too, that Cathedral has prepared you guys? I mean, you're both going to pretty far away schools. Where are you guys going?
I'm going to Montana State in Bozeman, Montana.
I'm going to Columbia University in New York City, playing football.
Yeah. So are you guys you guys don't know anyone there, do you?
One of my brother's friends goes there, and then we have 2 family friends that go there,
But it's not like you're going to IU.
Yeah.
Or Purdue.
And I'm doing like a random roommate and stuff, so I like have no idea. But I definitely think, cathedrals set us up for success. Like everything we've learned in every class. This year in theology we're doing like social justice and everything, and I just feel like our core values and everything just set us up. Like we learn so much more about the world and everyone else's cultures that other schools don't really have the opportunity to.
That's cool.
For me, it's being able to take broadcasting and newspaper and having extra time to do stuff that most other schools don't do, that either have a stricter curriculum or just don't have the funding to back these programs. And it helped me figure out what I want to do in the future. So
yeah, I feel like if you go into Cathedral and even if you don't know what you want to do in college or anything, like I don't really have a certain thing, but there's just so many classes and things that I've taken here that have sparked an interest that they've set me up to be whatever I want to do.
And I will say, I think the curriculum 20 years ago, you'll be surprised, or maybe not, but when you go to college, you guys are going to be academically so prepared.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was freshman year was easy, but it kind of was, because I was so used to studying and the cathedral set me up. I think I had, not to brag on myself, but probably a 3.8, 3.9 freshman year, and that was because I was prepared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like in all aspects beyond just the electives, but the core classes that we take here too, that they do a really good job of preparing us to make that transition, I hope.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So I know you guys have had definitely different high school experience with everything going on, but what would you say has been your greatest memory?
I would say, for me, mostly it's just the senior year of football. Just having, from the summer where I just had a weight room.
You won state. I would say
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so, right? But like from the summer when we couldn't even meet, when we didn't have practice till July, so all of June and earlier than that, I was having people in my house to lift and just trying to keep this team together. We'd go over down the street by Lawrence on those little pee-wee practice fields and worked out, and just finding ways from there all the way to now, or to mid-season where we were winning, and all the way to state and playing for Mario and everything. It was just a really special experience.
What would you tell, let's start with the students here as you guys are leaving, what would you tell them in order to get the most out of their high school experience here?
Probably just like go in with an open mind, and everything's gonna change. Whoever you're friends with and everything, like it's not just gonna stay the same. Your interests and everything, and you're gonna go through hard stuff, and you just have to remember that everyone's here for you. I remember like freshman year cheer, I had like 10 best friends, and we were like, none of us really knew anyone else besides like summer school stuff, but I don't know, you just think like this is gonna be my group, like everything for all of high school, and it's just crazy looking back, and like everyone's kind of friends with so many different people from everywhere, and it's just crazy to think about, like, if I didn't have an open mind about meeting new people and joining clubs and everything that I wasn't really, like, hadn't been introduced to, then I wouldn't have any of the experiences that I have now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think freshman year is hard. I thought it was hard, not like just you're figuring so much out freshman year. I think something I would say to students now is to not take this for granted and to realize how fortunate you are to be able to go to this school. Like looking back on, I loved my time here. We had
you guys,
so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Colleen was telling us about like the party bus.
Marty, yeah. So my senior year, a bunch of the seniors, guys in our class, they bought an RV and they called it Party Marty and took it to the football games and would drive it up the hill. And I mean, it's just hilarious. It was just, I don't know, it was so fun. But there's other people who maybe didn't have as much fun. You just got to make the most out of it. And I think, it does, the connections that you make here are going to help you for the rest of your life. And, just to really embrace it. And, Cathedral has so much to offer, especially with the new Innovation Center. I mean,
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I know.
Can't
You
wait
guys,
to see
they were
that.
building Student Life Center when my
that's
senior
what
year.
people said.
So I didn't get to reap the benefits of that. I don't know what.
That's a big difference. You can play ping pong in the SLC, and you can
You're right.
You can't even walk in the courtyard.
Yeah, sophomore year definitely was my favorite because, the beginning of sophomore year, first semester, because we would just be out in the courtyard, even freshman year, I feel like all day long. You could just look outside and there would be people, playing football and...
Big Red.
Yeah, and if you're, bored in class, I just remember I'd say, can I go to the bathroom? And you just walk outside, and there's, 10 of your friends out there by Mary, just chilling.
I have a
You're
question.
incriminating yourself on the podcast.
It's okay, I'm correct.
So you guys, so I live in Carmel now, down the street from Garin. And that's a big, a lot of people are like, oh, such and such high school is so close.
Yeah.
You guys don't,
I live next to, it's the same thing with what I did with St. Luke. I lived right next to IHM.
Sure.
And
you went to St. Luke. But I thought that was cool about Cathedral is having friends from everywhere.
My best friend lives in Brownsburg. I live in Noblesville.
Right.
All my other friends live in Indianapolis.
Tommy always said that no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, your best friend will always live on the other side of the city.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm, every weekend I drive, 50 minutes on Friday to go to my friend's house, and it's
I'm pretty sure when I was in high school, it was, some people had to call each other long distance. That was a thing. I mean, that is how old I am.
Oh, my gosh.
Because...
by the minute for the...
You gotta use calling cards. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I think that's great.
It kind of just shows how good of a school it is, and everyone loves it. We were debating between moving closer to Cathedral just because we love it so much. People literally would pick up their lives and move to be closer here and move their kids back here to go to school here and stuff. And
well, it's funny as a
that's what Amalia did.
Yeah.
We talked about that in her show.
Oh yeah.
She moved back here.
Yes. Well, it's funny as a parent now, you hear, and I'm in, my kids go to St. Louis de Montfort, and, it's a lot of families go to different schools, and Colleen, Amalia Stein, and I are both well, let's not, just because Cathedral might not be down the street, let us tell you the ways.
Yeah, my little sister, all her friends will come over, and they're all set on Garin. And after coming to games with us and stuff and talking to me about stuff, they're trying to convince their parents to go
yeah
and stuff. And my sister's I don't care if none of my friends go there. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's fun too.
And from a young age, not most people, but I just remember going to my cousin's games when I was in 5th grade, and I'm one day I'm gonna be in the student section.
think you're
and
so
stuff.
cool.
Yeah,
I did the same thing.
For me, it was Cathedral football camps and then Friday night games. I remember
ball
going
boy?
to Cathedral. No, I was not a little ball boy. I was talking to girls over on the zone.
By the field goal.
But same, that was, my dad went to Cathedral and he always brought us to football games, and I was I'm going to Cathedral.
Well, it's I think I might have talked about this before, but you watch those guys and like watching Marquise as a sophomore, and you're like, look at these huge monster guys. And they're playing against Ben Davis and all these big schools. I'm like, wow, these are like college teams.
Oh, see, no, for me it was a social event. I didn't care about the football players.
Yeah, me either, really, but
I actually think I watched I loved the cheerleaders for sure.
But everything looks so much like crazier. But then when you're actually in it, I'm playing against Carmel. I'm like, these guys aren't that good.
No offense, Carmel.
I knocked them down a little bit this year, but it was it was kind of like this big thing, like their football camp, seeing all these, because that's part of the reason I wanted to give back this year too. Was I helped out at football camps the last 2 years. I've you know the kids on the sideline, I talked to them. I talked to anyone, like, just because I know what it was like to be in their shoes, to kind of look back and like kind of be that mentor. It's kind of cool. Like Coach Barth's kid loves me. Noah, if you're listening, you probably are.
And I feel like, I mean, you come back year after year, and it's like you look forward to seeing these people and eventually maybe go to school with them. And I just feel like the family aspect here, even if you're not a student, like parents and stuff, like my parents just became friends with a family that they would never have met if it wasn't for Cathedral.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, great place. My favorite year, were you going to ask me that? Oh, definitely senior year.
Really?
Senior year.
Yeah.
Despite all the crap, senior year's been the best year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, senior year by far. I don't know. It was just so fun with the RV.
Marty.
And it was different. I'm not going to share all the things that we did that probably shouldn't have done.
Oh my gosh.
Like skip first period and go to Hardee's. But
that's my favorite stories.
But yeah, I don't know.
Stop in, say hi to Coach Peebles. You want anything from
anything from Hardee's? Gonna make a quick run. It was just so, I don't know. It was so fun. I feel like the teachers were maybe easier on us. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like my teachers, like, that I have senior year aren't, but my previous teachers, I'm like close with them, and I'll roll in late, and they'll be like, I got you. Right to a pass.
Junior year was
you
hard.
made it. Congrats.
Academically, I thought junior year was very challenging.
Well, we had the last quarter kind of cake. Yeah, the last quarter there was like no harm, no foul for us.
Oh, that's true.
But first semester.
That's true. But yeah, I thought junior year was difficult academically, and then senior year wasn't too bad.
I feel like Cathedral definitely is an example of work hard, play hard. Like all the teachers make sure that they want us to succeed, and they really care about our grades and everything. But we also this year we didn't really have assemblies or anything, but we'd have so much fun. Like, I feel like every week we would have like random pep rallies and stuff.
And I think
they take our flex away.
Yeah. But I think that's a good point. I definitely felt that way as a student, that the teachers cared about us. And coming back, I would say watching Coach Kesterson and having conversations with her, the amount that these teachers care about the students is, granted, I don't know any different, but I don't think it's that way it's not that way at every school. But it is, Coach Kesterson knew everything about you guys and wanted to, have a relationship with you on a personal level, and she just cared so much. And I feel that way as well. In my short time here, it wasn't, it's not about us. Yeah. It's about you guys. And that's why I do it. We're not doing it for the money.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend from a different school, public school, and about because we're both having grad parties, and we were talking about how many teachers I invited. I've invited probably 10 of my teachers, and she's like,
I've invited
that's so weird that you were inviting your teachers. And I'm like, but it's not like that. Like, they're like my friends.
Right.
Yeah. I've been giving out some of my cards.
Yeah.
Yours is in the mail.
DM
Yeah, I'm
Jake
like, where's
on
mine?
Instagram. Yeah, I just wrote
Where's
yours.
mine, guys? Thanks.
Oh, I
I'm just
have
kidding.
it in my bag.
Gosh, I didn't
In my bag.
expect you to show up.
Backpack.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You left us.
I know.
Come
I'm
to Jake
sorry.
Langdon's open house.
I have 70 Jake Langdon signed
Yeah.
cards.
If you say you're from the podcast, he will give you his card and take a picture with you with it.
Oh.
Post it on his
I'll
Instagram.
sign it too. I won't post it on my Instagram.
He might. I'll post it on my Instagram.
It's big. It's big, guys.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, like I've been passing out my graduation cards to some of the teachers and faculty, and my mom is like, well, "Why are you having so many
Yeah,
teachers?"
I
And
know.
I'm like, I feel bad not inviting him.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen a lot of. They're really grateful. They're all really excited about it, and
Yeah.
it just makes my heart warm. I
They
guess.
really want. Sorry.
Oh no, so I was just gonna say, and that's something when I came back as a teacher, I stopped, and because so many of the teachers who are still here when I was here were asking me about my classmates, and I
Yeah.
was just thinking like,
They remember.
how many students
Yeah.
they've had since I was here. They remember who I was friends with. They remember,
Your
all of
family,
our
What you
names.
did.
They remember they could not wait for our class to graduate. Like, it's just so funny that all the students they've had, they still, and that's probably with every single class. It's awesome. I think that's so awesome about this place.
Yeah, and I feel like even though, they obviously have to hire new teachers and everything, it's always, no matter what year the person you're talking to graduated in, they always say, like, the teachers really care about you, and I feel like Cathedral does a good job at making sure the people they're hiring fit that, because that's a big aspect of our school.
Well, I've heard from the other side, like teachers trying to go here, they see it as a different level than a lot of other jobs, and they're very like. I remember Coach Griff talking about it, like how she was like she didn't think she could get the job here, and she and she ended up applying and getting it, and I think that gratefulness also they know that they have a higher expectation here, and they kind of drive that into their work in their class.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap it up, what I want to know, let's see. I want to know, both of you say something. What would you say to the incoming freshmen? Just one thing. And then I want to know what you're most looking forward to next year.
Okay, I'll start.
And I just did what I teach not to do. I just asked you guys 2 questions. You're not supposed to do that.
Okay, first
But
question. Advice to incoming freshmen?
Yes.
I would just say definitely keep an open mind. I know I've already said that, but you just have to be able to roll with the punches, really. And, you're going to be introduced to a lot of new things and experiences and meet so many new people that'll help you out throughout your whole life if you let them. So, and don't be scared of upperclassmen. I remember freshman year, I was terrified of everyone, but I'm a senior now, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I can't even really tell if they're freshmen or whatever, and I just feel like I know so many people from every class. So don't be afraid to talk to people. Talk to everyone. Make friends with everyone. Talk to your teachers. Let people know if you need help, because everyone's here for you.
Good advice, Brooke.
Thanks.
Okay, Jake.
You just do what you like. Do what makes you uncomfortable. Figure out different things you may be interested in. For me, like, I took this sophomore year, sophomore year, I didn't know who was taking it. Take classes that you're not going to have all your best friends in,
Mm-hmm.
Find different stuff that maybe you get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and you figure out new things you like. CHS Live started for me just because I asked Connor, hey, how could we do that? And the people in that studio, I'm not exactly football players,
Yeah.
So you just have to find unique ways to branch out and do your own thing. I really made Cathedral my customized experience. You choose, it's like one of those choose your adventure.
Yeah,
books.
totally. Well, and I think just to expand on that, Grace, who edits this podcast, I remember, I don't think she really knew what she was getting into taking broadcasting. And then after class one day, she said, I really am enjoying this. Is there more that I can do? Which was like, oh my gosh, that's the reason I do this. But it's true. Like, she found a love for editing that maybe she never knew she had. So like you're saying, you never know until you try something.
Yeah.
Like, I never knew I was going to be a producer ever. Like, no, I was not going to do that.
Yeah, definitely get uncomfortable.
Yeah. I was going to be on camera. I was going to be, the
big star
on ESPN. Farthest thing from it. But yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
What was our other question? I don't remember.
It was, what are you most excited for heading into college? I think that was it.
Jake, you can go. I don't know my answer yet.
Meeting anyone that goes to Columbia. I haven't met anyone. And meeting the coaches and just figuring out the city. I think that's just so exciting to actually get this whole new group of people, which, especially with the football team, I've actually been able to connect with, but I haven't been able to meet, So just being able to meet those people, just have fun with, go out there, go to the city, enjoy the city. I want to be able to go to New York and actually be New York, not just what it is right now.
Oh, for sure. It's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get there.
I am most excited to be living out west. It's my favorite place.
A little bit opposite of what I
Yeah.
And just a fresh start and meeting new people.
So I will say a fresh start, it's not that I needed a fresh start, but I remember going to school and being like, no one knows me.
Yeah, that's what
I
last
could
night.
be like this, whoever I want. Of course, I was myself, but
No, last night I could not sleep and I was texting my friend Katie, and I was like, Katie, I'm scared for college, and she was like, it's so weird because you can just change yourself completely. You could be whoever you want to be, anything you want. It's so crazy.
It is. It's crazy to think about. You will not regret going away. You're gonna love it.
I hope so.
I'm so excited for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
We'll have to all unite together back here up in the
reunion.
Absolutely.
It's got a soft spot.
I'll be here in Indianapolis while you guys are.
Maybe one of us
doing
will
big
teach your
things.
kids when they go here.
Well, hey, that could be.
Sam needs to be
Probably Jake.
controlled. I can imagine.
Sam is an incredible soccer player.
Oh,
I have to
Lord.
say,
he's gonna play football, right?
He's still
gonna play football.
Football's still
right?
his favorite sport,
Oh,
but
it's all because of me.
absolutely,
He wants to be Jake Langdon.
he does totally.
Might have to hook him up with a signed Jake Lang trading card.
Yeah.
Please do.
We'll be able to sell that in
Yeah. Right now, you
years.
can sell it right now. It's worth $10 right now.
$800 probably.
I think I could get someone to buy it for $10 right now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 5.
We'll bid out front.
Maybe if you put it in the auction.
If we the sham
Auction.
big sham
Yes.
action guy right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We are approximately, it's 10:21 right now. Class started at 10:10. Sorry, Mrs.
Awesome.
Lewis.
Sorry, Mr. Blanchett.
This is our pass.
Already
We'll
on
send
his
you the
bad
podcast.
side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give him a shout out. There you go.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Fun.
guys.
I'm
Take
Jake
it easy.
Langdon,
I'm Brooke Wood.
and you take it easy.